Oh, hello there, and welcome to another week of Urban Field Trivia. I can hear myself from my phone. What a world. Welcome to Urban Field Trivia, the show that proves week in and week out that you can be happy to see people and have a banana in your pocket. But more on that later. My name is John Chezik, and in addition to being the host of Urban Field Trivia, I also run Urban Field Tours, the #1 tour company in the city, according to my dog, Charlie. Here's the pup himself, constantly judging tour companies. His main thing, that and eating grass, believe it or not. Go hand in hand. All right. Once again, this week, we are going to highlight the Black Lives Matter movement. A lot of things have gone on with that more and more lately. So definitely check that link out in the description of the video on YouTube, and you'll find a master list of places to get involved, places to donate, and ways to educate yourself. I'd like to give a shout out to this week's sponsor, Gracie Apothecary, where you can now actually buy some of their products on Instagram, Instagram and their website. So in case you're not familiar, they use the healing power of plants through herbal tea and, not just herbal tea, and essential oil blends. So, good for them. If you're interested in sponsoring the show and getting a ringing endorsement like the one you just heard, hit me up at hello@urbanfieldtours.com. I'd also like to give a huge thank you to Sarah Nick, once again helping out behind the camera, in front of the camera. That was what Nick was doing, hanging 10 back there. Helping out beneath the camera sometimes. You never know what part of the camera they're going to be at. All right, let's get started with some of these rules. If you know me, you know I'm a stickler for rules. If you haven't already, go to crowd.live/herbappeal on your second device. That's where you're going to answer the questions that I'm about to ask. Now, keep in mind there is a timed component to the questions. So the faster you can get the correct answer in, the more points you will receive. Oh, there's a little thunder out there. Storms are brewing. Now, whoever has the most points at the end of each game is going to be the winner for that game. But it's not just the winner take all here. No, au contraire. In 7th place is going to get $5 to Boro Resale, a fantastic resale shop in the Eastern Market area. They also are selling goods on the World Wide Web these days as well, both on Instagram and their website. 2nd place is going to get that same $5 to Boro and $5 to Bagley Central, a bar that's not selling anything on the interwebs, but you can go in for take-to-go cocktails, to-go beers, to-go jerky. Sometimes they've had pop-ups. They had a used book sale the other day. Check them out as well. Now, that leaves 1st place. 1st place is not only going home with both those gift certificates, but also a free walking tour with Urban Field Tours. All right, keep in mind, in between each game, we are going to do a little segment called Ask John, where you can ask me any question your little heart desires, and I will do my best to answer it as best as I can. Try and keep them PG-13. This is a family show. Also, be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel because it opens up a world of possibilities for me. All right, let's get going. Question 1. Where has a memorial been put up honoring the Detroiters' loss to COVID-19? Is it A, Belle Isle? Is it B, Campus Martius? Is it C, City Hall? Or is it D, the Riverwalk? It was put up over the weekend. Saw it this weekend with my father. Hopefully, if he's playing, he gets this right. We saw it on A, Belle Isle. So over 900 people are memorialized there. So that is good to see. 58% of you knew that. Way to go. Question 2. In what city is Henry Ford Community College? Is it A, Hamtramck? Is it B, Detroit? Is it C, Dearborn Heights? Or is it D, Dearborn? For the city where Henry Ford Community College is, I believe it's actually known as Henry Ford College, and that is D, Dearborn. All right, Looks like you guys are split between Dearborn and Dearborn Heights, but it's Dearborn. Question 3. Who do the Lions play week 1 of the season? Is it A, the Packers? Is it B, the Bears? Is it C, the Vikings? Or is it D, the Browns? Looking for the Lions' opponent week 1 of this 2020 season. Assuming nothing happens where the season gets postponed or canceled or something like that. They will be playing B, the Bears. I'm actually not the best bear imitator. That's usually Nick's line of work. All right, that is 3 questions in the books. That means we are going to take a look at our leaderboard, see who's doing what, where, how, and why. Looks like we've got some familiar faces in the top 3. But what did I say? 7th place?
Yeah.
7th place, Reach Fish. 78 points, in line for that $5 to Boro resale. In 3rd place, just out of the money, is Lloyd Christmas, 170 points. 2nd place, Andy, the Lobster Biscuit. He's very well aware of Nick's bear imitation skills. And 1st place, no surprise here, that handsome son of a gun, Robbie Lynn. Question 4. From what statue were footsteps painted to this lovely lady in 1963? Is it A, the Joe Louis statue? Is it B, the Soldiers and Sailors Monument? Is it C, the Gateway to Freedom? Or is it D, the Spirit of Detroit? Nick's giving me directions of where to point. Because there's just TV magic here. There's nothing actually here next to me. Nothing. Not even air. It's a vacuum. Correct answer there is D, the Spirit of Detroit. In 1963, some hooligans from a local fraternity painted footsteps from the Spirit of Detroit to that scantily clad, not clad woman, making it seem like he was making some late night rendezvous. Question 5. What famous Detroit buildings owners have received $92,000 in blight tickets this year alone? Is it A, the Fisher Tower, B, the Fisher Building, C, the Guardian, or D, the Penobscot Building? In the news lately, obviously not taking care of that gem as well as it should be, and that is, unfortunately, D, the Penobscot Building. Just to give you an idea, the same people that own that own the Silverdome, which collapsed recently. All right, on to question 6. Where were last night's fireworks shot from? So the main fireworks, the Detroit fireworks, was it A, Lake Erie, B, St. Clair Metro Park, C, the Detroit River, or D, Belle Isle? So this location was held secret even up to and during the fireworks, but reports came out today that it was held in B, St. Clair Metro Park. See how many guys paid attention. 46% of you got that right. Way to go, 46ers. The rest of you, you'll get them next time. All right, that is another 3 questions in the book, so that means we're going to take a look at our leaderboard, see if anything has changed. Looks like the top 3 has changed, stayed the same, but now Mamma Mia has moved into 7th place. And we've got Lloyd Christmas still in 3rd, Andy the Lobster coming from this side that time, and handsome Robbie Lynn. Who can stop him? Nobody knows. Question 7. What Detroit position did Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist, that was a Governor Garland Gilchrist, run for in 2017? Is it A, city clerk? Is it B, town crier? Is it C, mayor? Or is it D, city council? Looking for the position. He ran for the city in 2017. And hear ye, it is not B, town crier. It is A, city clerk. He lost to Janice Winifrey, who apparently is not very good at her job because there's been problems with basically every election I can think of. Only 31%. Shout out to the 2 people who guessed town crier. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Question 8. In what year was Cadillac Motor Company bought by General Motors? Is it A, 1939? Is it B, 1909? Is it C, 1919? Or is it D, 1929? Give you a hint, it ends with a 9. Hey-o! The correct answer is B, 1909, early on. Question 9. How long did it take to build this building? A, 7 months. B, 3 years. C, 2 years. Or D, 5 years. So you got to know which building that is, first of all. I'm not going to tell you. Not yet, anyway. Very famous, probably the most famous interior of a building in Detroit. That is, of course, the Guardian Building. And believe it or not, that only took 7 months to build. Hey, began building in 1928, finished it in 1929. How long did it take you guys to finish that bedroom?
3 years.
3 years. Should have hired the Guardian Building crew.
It looks nice in the Guardian Building.
It does look nicer than the Guardian
Beautiful office.
Building. Let's take a look at this leaderboard. So we've got handsome Robbie Lynn still in first, Andy Biskey in second, 510 points. Let's see, we've got, who's in seventh? Kamel Kanji. What's up, Kamel? Aunt Marge in Knoxville's playing again this week. Way to go, Aunt Marge. Not Nashville, I'm sorry. Down there in Tennessee. I think my Tennessee accent's getting better. It's about the same. Oh, crap, but whatever. Question 10. Which of these boxers did Joe Louis not lose to? Is it A, Ezzard Charles? Is it B, Max Schmeling? Is it C, Jim Braddock? Or is it D, Rocky Marciano? So Joe Louis only lost 3 times in his career, so 3 of those people are on the list. 1 of them he did not lose to. That is C, Jim Braddock, who he actually defeated to initially win the World Heavyweight Championship. Only 15% of you got that right. A lot of people thought Max Schmeling. I knew that was going to be the case. They actually fought twice. Joe Louis lost first time, I believe, and then won the second time. Move on to question 11. What is the name of the weekly African-American newspaper that was founded in Detroit in 1936? Is it A, the Michigan Times? Is it B, the Detroit Times? Is it C, the Michigan Chronicle? Or is it D, the Detroit Chronicle? You may have seen this around town. And what you've seen is C, the Michigan Chronicle. On to question 12. Which of these people founded CompuWare? Is it A, Grant Filbert? Is it B, Petra Demopoulos? Is it C, Dan Gilbert? Or is it D, Peter Karmanos Jr.? Looking for the founder, and that is, of course, D, Peter Karmanos Jr., headquartered in what is now called One Campus Martians. It used to be the CompuWare building. They pushed Pete out in like 2015, I want to say, and then the company got chopped up into pieces and sold. 50% of you knew that. Way to go. One person thought Grant Filbert. That's a name I made up.
Good name.
It's a hell of a name. Question 13. How many parks are in the Metro Park system? Is it A, 11? Is it B, 15? Is it C, 13? Or is it D, 7? Metro Park system is all throughout Southeast Michigan. I believe there's a couple in Ohio, too, if I'm not mistaken. And there are 13 of them. Now, the one downriver has a wave pool that I used to go to a lot as a child. Let's take a look at this leaderboard. From here on out, we'll do that after every question so you know exactly where you stand. Looks like not much has changed in the top 3. 7th place is my father now, 314 points. Aunt Marge down to 13th place. You'll catch up, Aunt Marge. I have faith in you. Jimmy Howard is in the mix. J-Rod's only is in 5th within striking distance of the top 3 here. Question 14. Off of what freeway will you find this sign? Is it A, M59? Is it B, I-96? Is it C, I-75? Or is it D, M10? Everybody from the Detroit area knows this is a real sign. I did not concoct this with any visual trickery. You find it on C, I-75. Got to think that was done on purpose by somebody. 55% of you perverts knew that one. Question, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Nothing has changed except that now in 7th we have Kevin Kleps with 322 points. Lloyd Christmas still within striking distance of the top 2 with 696 points. The Lobster Andy Biskey 745 points. And handsome Robbie Lynn 11 of 15 questions correctly, 956 points. Final question of game 1. Which of these cities do not border Detroit? Is it A, Centerline? Is it B, Ferndale? Is it C, Warren? Or is it D, Redford? One for the one that does not border Detroit. The rest of them do. Correct answer is A, Centerline, which is completely surrounded by the city of Warren. Let's see how many of you guys got that right. 54% of you got it right. Way to go, everybody that got it right, and everybody that got it wrong. Way to go, everybody. Let's take a look at our final standings here. In 7th place, going with $5 to Borough Resale, is Kevin Kleps. In 2nd place, going on $5 to Borough and $5 to Bagley Central, is Andy the Lobster Biskey. In 1st place, winning time after time, is that handsome son of a gun, Robbie Lynn.
Who's that bringing up the rear in the store?
Bringing up the rear, we've got Joey, the Trader Doxman Sullivan.
The whopping 0.
Whopping 0 points. All right. All right, we got a lot of questions in here. Robbie Lynn, not only dominating the scoreboard, also dominating the chat. I love it. Let's see, I'll just pick a random one. Is cereal soup? Why or why not? It's funny you should ask this, because yesterday I actually ate an entire box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Just couldn't stop. I'm going to go ahead and say it's not soup. The soup should be warm. But I guess ceviche is a soup? Gazpacho, that's what I'm thinking of, not ceviche. Let's move it on. Let's see here. What's the most imaginative insult you can come up with? Imaginative? I don't know. But I really like saying, I could see how somebody like you would think that. I think that's a really good insult. What Detroit restaurant serves the best soup? What soup question? Robbie, you want some soup, man? Best soup? El Asador has a Camarones de Marisco. It's like a spicy seafood soup. Also, which restaurant serves the best wings? I'm going to have to go with Sweetwater. Dude, there's a non-Robbie Lynn question here. I think he's asked all of the questions. What advice can you give to me to get into the top 10 for the first time ever? Asked Joey Sullivan. I would say just study hard and believe in yourself, pal.
You could also start the game on time.
Yeah, start the game on time is a good start. What is the weirdest smell you've ever smelled? I don't know. Probably some sort of rubber. I always think rubber smells really weird. Not sure. More questions. What fad did you never really understand? Remember for a while there, people were wearing glasses when they didn't need glasses. Never really got that. I guess it does look kind of cool. Also, Clark Kent does it, so that's cool. So I retract it. I don't know. Oh, sound of that beer opening means Nick's ready to party. And it's time for game 2. Question 1. What Detroit museum completed a $1.5 million renovation in August? Is it A, the Michigan Science Center? Is it B, the DIA? Is it C, the Dawson Great Lakes Museum? Or is it D, the Paquette plant? Working on it for the better part of a year, but it is now completed, and that is C, the Dawson Great Lakes Museum, which reopened its doors back in July. So if you're so inclined, you can mosey on over there, check it out. Only 23% of you got that right. Very shocking, very impressive. Question 2. At what yearly event was this taken? Is it A, the Jazz Festival? Is it B, the Marche du Nez Rouge? Is it C, Movement? Or is it D, the Woodward Dream Cruise? Am I close?
Those are all wrong.
Down here?
Everything.
Everything I'm doing is wrong. Correct answer is B, the Marche du Nez Rouge. Although that is what I imagine the people that attended the fake Woodward Dream Cruise this year look like. There, I laugh. All right, question 3. What local airport was initially built by Ford Motor Company? Is it A, Willow Run? Is it B, Oakland County International Airport? Is it C, Coleman A. Young International Airport? Or is it D, DTW? I'm sick of writing all those out. Just use DTW's code there. That's the one Romulus, in case you didn't know. Correct answer is A, Willow Run. It was adjacent to a plant building the B-34 bombers during World War II. At its peak, that factory could produce 1 bomber an hour back in 1944. Pretty quick. 62% of you knew that. Nobody thought DTW. Let's take a look at this leaderboard. Looks like the top 3 is exactly the same as game 1. Lloyd Christmas in 3rd place. Andy Biskey in 2nd place. In 1st place, that handsome devil, Robbie Lynn. Currently in 7th place is Ann Marge in Knoxville. Hey, Ann Marge. Let's see, we've got Steven Isermans, plural, playing once again this week. One of my favorite names of all. On to question 4. Which of these cities does I-75 not go through? Is it A, Hazel Park? Is it B, Troy? Is it C, Taylor? Or is it D, Livonia? So looking for the city it does not go through. Correct answer there is D, Livonia. So it goes through the rest of them. Actually, that road sign we saw earlier was in Troy. Livonia has I-275, but that is not I-75. That's why they put the 2 in there. Question 5, a little obscure one for you. In what city was Dean Cain of Superman and Ripley's Believe It or Not fame born? Is it A, Krypton? Is it B, Mount Clemens? Is it C, Warren? Or is it D, Smallville? Looking for the birthplace of Dean Cain from the Adventures of Lois and Clark. Correct answer there is B, Mount Clemens. There's really only 2 good answers there. See how many of you got picked right. 57%. One person thought it was Smallville. That's where Superman grew up in Kansas. Warren is just a red herring. Question 6. During what war was the Battle of Lake Erie? Is it A, the War of 1812? Is it B, the Infinity War? Is it C, the Revolutionary War? Or is it D, the French and Indian War? Well, history question for you history buffs out there. Correct answer there is A, the War of 1812. But the battle actually took place in September of 1813. So this month, 107 years ago. And it's what allowed the British to retake, or no, I'm sorry, the Americans to retake Detroit from the British. Let's take a look at this leaderboard. What do you say? Oh, we got a little mix-up in the top three. In third place, Kamel Kanji, 353 points. Still not going to win a prize, though, Kamel. Second place, Andy Biskey, 414 points, 504 points. Handsome Robbie Lynn. Let's use in seventh here. We've got a Coco. My dad's in the mix in eighth. Jared Bookmeyer's in ninth. Omar joined the game in 14th place. Question 7. In the early years, J.L. Hudson made clothing for what types of customers? Is it A, men and boys? Is it B, women and girls? Is it C, spinsters and confirmed bachelors? Or is it D, dogs and cats? Hudson, the famous department store. First store was actually in the Opera House when this was taking place, though. And they only made clothes for A, men and boys. Not for docksmen and docks boys, though. Question 8. What is the name of the team shown here? Is it A, the Detroit Stars? Is it B, the Detroit Tigers? Is it C, the Detroit Comets? Or is it D, the Detroit Meteors?
You got it.
Sarah's giving me some bad stage direction. Correct answer there is A, the Detroit Stars of the Negro League. Question 9. In what year was Detroit's Grand Bargain made? Is it A, 1994? Is it B, 1921? Is it C, 1835? Or is it D, 2014? Pretty sprawled out dates there. Oh, well, it is D, 2014. The Grand Bargain brought us out of Chapter 9 bankruptcy, 2014. Only 14% of you got that right. Wow. A lot of people thought it was 1835. I wonder if they thought it had something to do with the Ohio conflict with Toledo and all that jazz. Who knows? No way to know. Question, or no, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Looks like things have stayed normal in the top three. In seventh place now is Aunt Marge in Knoxville. See, Omar's in 13th now. Kamel Kanji holding tight to that third place. You're going to have to catch Andy the Lobster Biskey if you want some prizes, Kamel. In first place, handsome Robbie Lynn running away with it. 714 points. Got a feeling he knew that bankruptcy one. Question 10. What Detroit rapper is releasing his newest album, Detroit 2, this week? Is it A, Royce da 5'9", B, Big Sean, C, Kid Vicious, or D, Eminem? The artwork is done pretty well, shows a scene from Detroit, announced within the last week, I believe. And that is B, Big Sean. Only 29% of you knew that. A lot of people thought it was Eminem. Some people thought Royce da 5'9". One person thought Kid Vicious, who was actually Royce da 5'9's brother, in case you didn't know that. Question 11. How many AL Central Division championships have the Tigers won? Is it A, 7, B, 8, C, 4, or D, 2? The number of AL Central Division championships. Should be a little bit of a hint there if you're debating. Correct answer is C4. So they've only won 4 AL Central divisions. They used to be in the East, and before that, there were no divisions. They were just playing as one. Playing in concert with each other. 36% of you got that right. Way to go, 36%ers. Question 12. In what neighborhood did Henry Ford, Berry Gordy, and S.S. Kresge all have homes, but not at the same time? Is it A, Arden Park? Is it B, Indian Village? Is it C, Atkinson? Or is it D, Boston Edison? Looking for the neighborhood they all had homes in. Correct answer is Boston Edison. What happened? They just made a Nick Burp and Sarah's face, everybody. That's what happened. Sarah made a point. I thought I did something wrong. Then I figured it out. Question 13. What month? What month is the Detroit Design Month this year? Is it A, December? Is it B, November? Is it C, October? Or is it D, September? I'm looking for the month that the Detroit Design Month is this year. It might be every year. I don't know. But this year, it's D, September, which by my calculations is right now. Check out, I think it's like designcore.org. There's a lot of cool things going on. Or just Google Detroit Design Month. Only 14% of you knew that, which means the other 86% of you learned something. Let's take a look at this leaderboard. 7th place, nothing has changed. 7th place, Aunt Margin Knoxville, 334 points. In 2nd place, Andy the Lobster Bisky, 651 points. And in 1st place, Handsome Robbie Lynn, 941 points. All right, last 2 questions of the evening. What Detroit hospital is this? Is it A, Children's Hospital? Is it B, the VA hospital? Is it C, the Henry Ford Hospital? Or is it D, the Harper Hospital? I got to get a new director over here. All sorts of things. And that is B, the VA hospital, the Veterans Affairs Hospital. I believe his name for John Dingle, if I'm not mistaken. Always been a fan of his berries. See how many of you guys knew that one? 29%. A lot of people thought it was Henry Ford. A few people thought it was Harper. I thought a lot of people thought it was Children because of its colorful nature. Guess I was wrong. 7th place, Aunt Marge holding strong to that 7th place. 2nd place, Lloyd Christmas jumping up, dethroning the Lobster. And in 1st place, Handsome Robbie Lynn. Final question of the evening. In Fahrenheit, what is the highest temperature ever recorded in Detroit? Is it A, 110? Is it B, 104? Is it C, 108? Or is it D, 112? Highest temperature in Detroit of all time. What is it? Correct answer is B, 104. Happened all the way back in 1959. How many of you know? Only 4 people got that right. That could have implications in our top winners here. Take a look at our final leaderboard for the evening. In 7th place, J-Rod Bookmeyer. Way to go, J-Rod. Win that $5 of Boro. In 2nd place, Lloyd Christmas, 742 points, $5 of Boro and $5 to Bagley Central. And in 1st place, no surprise here, Handsome Robbie Lynn going home with both gift certificates and a free walk through. Robbie, you and I need to start walking now because we're going to be walking through the end of the year. Well, that is another week in the books of Urban Appeal Trivia. Hope you guys had fun. I know I did. Be on same time, same place next week. Be sure to tell your friends, your coworkers, your mailman or woman, everybody. Tell them all to come play with us. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and oh yeah, that was cool. Stay hungry. It's banana eating time. That's a big one. That's banana eating. You can really taste the banana. Secret ingredient is banana. Not sure I'm going to be able to finish this guy.
Yeah, these credits are still going.
Bread's still rolling. I'm still eating. Hopefully you're still having a good time. It's a Dole, so you know it's good. It's got Disney Pixar Soul on it. Is that a movie? I don't even know. I would have to imagine.